Cool. Bigger one. Hey guys, this is the Andy Morgan flipping jig. I'm gonna go over some of the features on this jig, why I think this is a very special flipping jig. For one of the first trips out ever, I caught a 13-pounder on this very design that I homemade made, me and Marion Tipton, which is old Tip, you guys know, made the chick magnet. But I'm gonna go over right quick here some of its key features. And the most key feature on this jig, any jig in my opinion, is this right here. This is the trigger. You're gonna call it the weed guard, but this is actually the trigger, okay? And I've actually already thinned this one down a little bit. I actually cut this one back, haven't thinned it yet, and I'm gonna show you guys that later. But I've already cut that back, and what I'm talking about trigger is, this weed guard lays right on this hook point, okay? I want that weed guard as close to that hook point as I can get it for protection from snags and hang-ups in the bushes and the trees, but also to land and get that hook point drove in that bass. The easier you get that hook point drove in that bass, the more likely you are to catch him. So that's your trigger. Always remember, you're looking at a high quality jig and it doesn't have that weed guard laying on that hook point. You ain't looking at a high quality jig. That's a fact. Second quality feature, which is, you could say this is first, but I call it second, the trigger's first, is the hook. This is a Zowire owner hook. And you can see, I don't know, I mean, maybe in comparison here, it's a little shorter hook. I actually designed this hook several years back. This is not a 4/0, it's not a 5/0, it's a 4.5/0 hook. It's just beefy enough that you don't get very much flex at all on a hook set, but also it's thin enough wire that you can use this all the way down to about a 15-pound line I'm very comfortable with, catching fish on bluff ends, etc., in some deeper water. But the trigger and the hook, and obviously we've got the sharpest colors out there on the market. The head design, very sleek, comes in and out of cover very well. And honestly, this jig really doesn't have any weak points. I've used this for a long time and finally they've beat me up enough, Tackle Warehouse has beat me up enough to come out and sell this jig. And in my opinion, in my mind, that is the perfect flipping jig. And another key feature, it's only gonna be available at Tackle Warehouse. Something I've been pretty proud of for a long time, and actually it's made me a lot of money. But now you guys can purchase it. I might be actually a little sad.